Hi guys, Matt V's Movies back for another video, and today is a chat about where do you buy Blu-rays, DVDs and 4Ks? Where's the best place to go? What are the sites to use? Let's break it down in today's video. So welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, my name is Matt and this channel is all about movies. We look at 4Ks, Blu-rays, DVDs and sometimes VHS. We look at the collection, we look at steelbooks, we look at standard editions, we look at digibooks. We talk about the home entertainment industry, and that's one of those chat videos today on the channel. So if you're new here, click that subscribe button down below or scan the QR code that's on screen now. Come and join the channel. Please give this video a thumbs up. That really does help me out. It tells YouTube that you like these sorts of videos. Okay, so we're going to talk in the UK because that is where I'm from. So let's talk about the physical stores where you can buy physical media. So the main one on the high street in the UK is HMV. They're actually expanding some of their stores, so you should find an HMV in a town or city near you. A lot more than there used to be. They certainly went through a phase of cutting back their stores, but they seem to be expanding. They not only sell physical media, including movies, vinyl for music and CDs, they also sell a lot of merch as well. So if you're the sort of person that likes to go into a store and physically browse the stores and have a look, HMV is your best bet. Now, if you're more of a DVD collector, I'd highly recommend charity shops as a good place to start to build a collection of movies. You can often find DVDs and sometimes Blu-rays for as little as 10p each. You can find movie bundles. It all depends on the charity shop, what they are offering. Some offer, say, 5 for £1, 10 for £1, 20p each. There's all different sorts of deals, but some charity shops can charge quite a bit. They can charge £2, £3, £4 or £5 for a DVD or a Blu-ray. It's worth shopping around, having a look in a charity shop that is near you. Browse the store, browse the shelves, make an informed decision. Obviously you are giving it to charity, so it's going to a good cause. But it's a good way to build a collection of movies for pretty much a discounted price. Then we have the CX stores, which are again up and down the country. Allows you to be able to go in, browse the shelves for DVDs, Blu-rays and 4Ks. They have an app, so you can search for stock online before you go into your local store. You're able to take in DVDs, Blu-rays and 4Ks for trading, for either cash or credit, to be able to buy physical media. Often you find some good deals in CEX, but not always. It's always best to check the prices, because sometimes you can actually find pre-owned titles are pretty much the same as new. So it's always worth checking. But CEX can be a great place if you want to trade in your physical media from your collection, and it allows you to build up credit so you can purchase future releases, whether that be new releases that have come out that people have traded in, or a particular title that you're trying to find. Again, like I say, CEX do have an app, so if you want to buy something from one of their other stores dotted around the country, it's got an easy interface. You can search for the product that you're looking for, whether it's Blu-ray or 4K or even DVD. There is a postage charge of about £2.95, so postage isn't cheap, and that is per item. You can't buy in bulk, sadly, but you can purchase an item from any store within the country. You don't actually know which store it's coming from, and I would urge caution if you're buying a collector's set or a steelbook, because you never know what the condition is going to be like. Certainly with a steelbook, it may have dents, scratches. The collector's edition may have missing pamphlets, postcards, art cards, this kind of thing. So I would actually avoid, unless you're prepared to take a chance, avoid these sorts of collectors and limited editions. If you're going in store, obviously you can look at the physical product, but you're taking a bit of a chance if you buy it online. Now, we also have car boot sales in the UK, where typically people will take their cars onto a field, they buy a pitch and they sell their unwanted goods. So again, another great place to go, certainly in the spring and summer months. You can go along to these, usually pay a little bit of an entrance fee, £1 or something like that, but you can go in, you can find really cheap DVDs, sometimes Blu-rays and sometimes even 4Ks. Now, depending on the seller, you might be able to get some bargains, you might be able to get some deals, very much like the charity shops. Go in, pick a bundle of films that you're interested in and offer a price. Again, another great way of looking for a cheap way of collecting. One thing I would say both about charity shops and car boot sales is obviously the condition might not be quite up to the standard. Say if you're buying it from a physical shop, it's there, you can inspect it physically, you can have a look at the disc, the packaging, to see whether it's something you're happy to pick up. But again, a great way to search out some good deals. You might find things that you've never seen before, so I'd highly recommend car boot sales as an alternative, certainly in the spring and summer months. Okay, so the next way that we find physical media, and it's the way that I generally shop, is online. So the biggest place that I find to get some great deals, to find some sort of limited collector's editions that you're after, rarer items, is eBay. I often browse eBay stores. eBay is really good, so you've got a search engine in there, so you can type in the particular title of a movie that you're looking for, maybe a particular edition that you're looking for, whether it be on DVD, Blu-ray or 4K, and you can search and browse at your own leisure. You're able to do this in the comfort of your own home or on the move. If you've got a spare few minutes, you're waiting at a train station or something like that, you can look in eBay's vast catalogue of movies. So many different sellers on there, both private and businesses, even the likes of HMV, Rare Waves. There's lots of different ones on there, but you also find generally the bargains are to be had if you're buying from a seller that just wants to get rid of, say, part of their collection. Some sellers, like I say, are better than others, but another big one is Music Magpie. They have an eBay store as well, and often you can find good deals on there. However, it is worth looking actually on their individual sites as well, and I'll come on to that in a second. So like I say, moving on from eBay, Music Magpie again is a big site on the internet where they're a company that buy pre-owned products, so you can find DVDs at very cheap prices, you can find Blu-rays at reasonable prices. 4Ks, they don't tend to have as many. Generally they hold their prices more with the 4K films, so I don't tend to buy 4Ks from Music Magpie, but certainly Blu-rays. Sometimes if you're looking for steelbooks, you can get some really good deals. They do offers, 3 for £5, 4 for £8, this kind of thing. So it's worth browsing the Music Magpie store as well. Continuing on with online retailers, we have Vinted as well in the UK, and again very similar to eBay. It's a marketplace site where you can put your products online that you're unwanted. Generally it was more clothes that was sold on Vinted, but now more and more we're seeing physical media, movies, DVDs, Blu-rays and 4Ks. Even steelbooks are on Vinted as well, and it works very similar to eBay. You search for your particular title, you can browse a particular type whether you're looking at Blu-ray movies, 4Ks, steelbooks, and you can look at the adverts. Generally there'll be a description on there. If it's a good seller, they'll have multiple photographs showing different angles of the product. Sometimes there'll be a little video on there as well. As with eBay, there may be a little video. These kind of things give a buyer more information to make an informed decision about their purchase. And much like eBay, Vinted also offer the chance for you to make an offer for the said price. Generally there's an asking price on the advert, but it'll then take you to an offer page, and then it'll allow you to either select 10, 20 or 30% off, or you can ask for a specific price that you're interested in. Again, the seller doesn't have to respond to that. If they're a good seller, they will respond. There's also a messaging app on Vinted where you can communicate. Generally, postage costs are pretty standard, although I have found with Vinted they do offer like a collection postage, which is a little bit cheaper than directly to your house. And now I'm finding that with eBay as well, you can do click and collect, so sometimes you can get postage for a little bit of a cheaper price than necessarily being delivered to your door. If you don't have a problem with that and you're quite happy to save a little bit on the postage, just nip to your local post office or convenience store that they provide you with on eBay and Vinted to select, and you can pick up your product and get a little bit of a discount on the postage. Another store that I use is called Rare Waves. Now they do tend to be a little bit slower with their delivery times, but I've always received the products, and often they're running 10% off sales. Sometimes you find really good deals on Rare Waves, and other times they can be higher prices. They fluctuate up and down. Generally on pre-orders, you'll tend to find that their pre-order prices are a little bit lower than the likes of HMV and Amazon, but it's worth doing your research. You do get loyalty points when you buy from Rare Waves, so it enables you to purchase future products by getting so many points. I think it's 500 points gives you £5 off of a future deal. You generally have to spend about £10 to get the £5 off, and also their postage is generally free if it's over a £10 value. Now earlier we talked about the physical store HMV. They also have their online website as well, and again they sell exactly the same products online as they do in store. Not sure about the merch side of things because I haven't really looked at that. I only tend to look at the movies and the music. Generally you will find that HMV do exclusives, like exclusive steelbooks or slipcover versions. Generally they will only be available online, so if you're a collector like me and you're looking for something a little bit special that maybe you won't necessarily find in store, then it's worth going on their online portal and ordering from there. HMV offer free delivery over £20, so again if you're looking to buy a few items you may be able to get over that £20 threshold. Generally if you're looking at say a one Blu-ray title new release, that's probably going to be around the £15 mark, so you probably need to buy a couple of items to get it over that £20. If you're buying 4K, generally not a problem because it'll be free postage. They're usually anywhere from £20 to £35 depending on whether you're going for a standard 4K or a 4K steelbook. Another online retailer that I use, and it's quite handy for buying imported films, and that's called UHD. You can often find a lot of US releases. You'll be able to import them on UHD. They do generally, when you get to the checkout, will add a 20% VAT charge depending on the amount of what you're buying. Generally it's delivery free, but again I've found some very good deals on there, certainly for importing American Blu-ray films or 4K films, generally actually cheaper than Amazon. And leading on to the last big retailer is, of course, Amazon. Now, Amazon, you've got Amazon UK, you've got Amazon US. I also use Amazon Italy, Amazon Germany, and Amazon France, and very occasionally Amazon Spain. Like I say, with Amazon.com, the US site, you can order from them, but generally you find the prices are a bit more expensive, certainly in the last year with the tariffs that have been imposed. So I would certainly look at UHD for comparison, because you might be able to find that you get it a little bit cheaper on there. One instance I can think of is Arnold Schwarzenegger in End of Days. I think the price on UHD is about £3 to £4 cheaper than Amazon.com. Amazon UK, again, you can get some good deals on there. Often use Amazon because sometimes they do have exclusives. Again, it's a bit hit and miss with the postage with Amazon. Free delivery is only on items worth over £35, but a little tip for you: if you want an item that is under £35 and you don't have Amazon Prime, get them to deliver it to your nearest convenience store or post office. Generally, there won't be a charge for this, so it's a good way of getting around having to fork out for Amazon Prime. You can go down the route of taking an Amazon Prime free trial as well, but generally you can only do that once a year. Or if you want to take out Amazon Prime, you've got access to free delivery, unlimited. You've also got access to Amazon Prime if you like to stream movies as well as collect physical media. And often Amazon UK will have exclusives. Certain editions only found on Amazon UK. You might not even find them on any of the other country Amazon sites. Now, another Amazon site which I'd highly recommend is Amazon Italy. Generally, you find the European versions of the steelbooks that are released in the UK and sometimes in America, depending on the steelbook type. Often designs now are generic across the world. Different designs are reserved for premium editions, but Amazon Italy often will have a lot lower prices than the UK counterpart. Yes, there is a delivery fee, and yes, there is the not so straightforward process of return with Amazon Italy, certainly for damage and this kind of thing, but on the whole, I've found Amazon Italy pretty reliable, not much damage, and very reasonable to collect steelbooks. Amazon Germany, again, can do some great editions. Generally you find a lot of digibooks for Germany. They don't always produce many digibooks for the UK, so if you're a digibook collector, head over to Amazon Germany because they have a lot more titles in that format. They also do have a lot of films that are released on Blu-ray in Germany that aren't necessarily released here in the UK or even in the US. So it's always worth browsing Amazon Germany. France as well. Sometimes I've found editions exclusively on Amazon France. Again, you've still got the postage. You've got a little bit of translation that you have to do through Google Translate with France. Amazon Germany do have a English section, so you can communicate through English on Amazon Germany, but France, yeah, you really need to use Google Translate, and the same with Italy as well. Spain, I've only ever bought one item from Spain, but again, be a bit careful with Amazon Spain because the postage can be quite expensive importing from Spain for some reason, I'm not quite sure. So that's my list of both physical stores, high street stores, car boots, charity shops, and also online retailers that I use. Stick down in the comments, is there anywhere else that you use to get your physical media from? Now, I've only done this for the UK and for Europe. I did mention Amazon.com, But again, any of you American viewers, I'd be interested to hear where you get your physical media down below. I know you do have Walmart and you do have Barnes and Noble, but I'd be interested to know if there are any other retailers that you use on a regular basis to get your physical media. Please give this video a thumbs up, that really does help me out. Thanks for watching, see you next time.